You have made it to part 6 of my 12-part Tinkerbell organizational behavior analysis. Part 6 is all about motivation, which is about getting employees to do what you want. And the important thing to remember when it comes to motivating your employees, or in this case, the fairies of Pixie Hollow, is that you get what you reward. So what you praise people for is what they're going to continue doing. The first type that we're going to look at is scientific management. And we're actually not really going to look at it because Pixie Hollow doesn't have money. Scientific management focuses on the fact that it assumes employees are motivated by money. It was made by Frederick Taylor, and I think this is pretty accurate in day-to-day life at this point. If you pay enough money, people are willing to forego a lot of the social benefits of other jobs if you pay them enough money to do a job that no one else wants to do. But in Pixie Hollow, it doesn't matter because no money exists. So we're going to focus a lot more on the slide about the human resources approach, because the human resources approach assumes that all employees want to feel useful, important, and have strong social needs. They assume that this is more important than money to them, which is for sure the truth since money doesn't exist in Pixie Hollow. So Pixie Hollow makes sure that they all have a job that they can see through start to finish, like making the pots and kettles or collecting the pollen or painting the ladybug's wings. There's always something tangible at the end that they can say, I did this, and that helps them feel useful and important to the overall construct of Pixie Hollow. The human resources approach also assumes that everyone has strong social needs, and Pixie Hollow achieves this through having a theater. They have the Pixie Hollow games where all of the different fairies from the different talents compete with each other through different games to see who can be the best talent. Then we can also get into individual differences between employees or fairies. So task-specific efficiency can be broken down into magnitude, strength, and generality. Anyways, the magnitude is the belief in how difficult a task is. So when Tinkerbell is making pots and kettles, she does not think the task is very difficult and is not challenged by it. But if she were to be given a different task that was way too big for her, then she might feel a bit discouraged about that and not be able to do as well. The next is strength and how confident that they are that the task can be accomplished, which, again, if you're not confident that the task can be accomplished, it's going to be discouraging and you might not do a very good job. And then generality is the belief that other tasks are similar. So like if Tinkerbell has been weaving baskets but now needs to weave smaller baskets to put on pigeons' backs as opposed to being carried by owls, these would be the general task of weaving can help her accomplish both of those tasks.
Will you teach me how to be a fast-flying fairy? Please, I know I could do it. With your help, I could be flying as fast as you in no time. Vidya, you're my last hope. All my friends have given up on me. Rosetta won't even try to teach me to be a garden fairy now. I bet I could at least paint some flowers or plant some sproutlings. I mean, there must be something I could do.
So in this section, Tinkerbell is feeling very confident about her ability to complete tasks that a garden fairy would do, as opposed to the fact she's just failed at 3 other fairies' talents at this point, but she still feels confident that she could do the tasks of other talents. The next thing we're going to talk about is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because as he says that if the ones at the bottom can't be met, then it doesn't matter to try to achieve these other needs because they won't matter unless the ones below them are already covered.
Craft and create.
Carving corn buckets.
The whole flower paint.
Preparing for spring.
We do all this and more.
Yes,
This being a tinker is never a bore.
Tinkerbell, I'd like a word with you.
Fairy Mary! See, I was on my deliveries and, it's actually kind of...
Save it. I know what you've been up to, Missy. And I had such high hopes for you.
You do well to listen to
Why?
him, Miss Bell.
So I can do this my whole life? I don't want to be just a stupid tinker. No.
Craft and create.
Carry corn buckets. Over here is where most of us live. There's your house.
There's your house, Tinkerbell.
It's mine?
Sure is.
We were hoping the new arrival would be one of us, so we got the place all ready. We rounded up some work clothes.
We didn't know your size.
Yes, our apologies, but
They might be too big.
well, that's only
Because you're so tiny.
So when we're looking at this hierarchy of needs and what we just saw between the two different videos, I maybe should have put them in reverse order because the first one is her finding the house and having the clothes, and that really meets some of those lower level needs, like the physiological security needs, and then she automatically has like that feeling of belonging with Clink and Bobble. But then she's able to care about having a challenging job and having the status that comes with maybe another fairy's talents, because those lower needs are met. If she didn't have access to food or a roof over her head or clothes on a consistent basis, she probably wouldn't have even been worrying about doing that her whole life, like making the pots and kettles for her whole life. So that's just an example of how those lower needs are met, which allows her to worry about those higher level needs. Sorry. And then I will see you next time in groups and teams.